One quick trading related thing. I was in a long today, and I want to ask you if I made the right decision here. I was in a long today from that 1 minute, 10:33 fair value gap, beautiful entry. Um, and then I got wicked out to the bottom tick, like the last tick of that wick on MNQ that didn't show up on NQ. And this was my last trade before a 15K payout. And I got wicked out at break even on something that didn't even happen on NQ. And in my mind, I knew I was so confident it was going to go to buy side. I know exactly. I've seen this setup happen a million times, but I still chose to not trade and walk away. Is that the right decision, or should I have considered a re-entry? I was emotional at the time, and I knew it was going to buy side. But what went through my mind in the heat of the moment was, if I lose again, I know I'm not going to be able to bounce back from it because of my emotions. So did I do the right thing by just letting myself walk away with that break even?
Absolutely. As soon as indifference leaves the conversation about what you're in terms of the trade, as soon as you feel one way or the other, euphoric, or you feel wrecked because something happened to you, don't act on that through trading. If you have and I may not understand this correct because I don't trade with funded accounts, but my understanding is there are platforms, and they may be all doing it, or maybe some of them, but they have a way of locking yourself out so you can't even go back in and do something else. Am I correct in?
Yeah,
Am
I
I
did that with Trade of Eight. Yeah.
okay? That's a perfect time to do that because you've lost the plot. Now you're in revenge, and now your emotions are driving the engagement, the activity of putting yourself in the market. Now you're wrestling your emotional stimuli, the response that you're getting from what you've done or what you suffered or whatever you went through. You're now placing that up against the outcome of a trade. And you're telling yourself, if I win, I have a Rocky moment, a comeback story. And I'm the underdog right now. So, it's all in or nothing. That's not how you started trading. The trade you entered before you got to that state of mind, you didn't have that. It wasn't in the forefront of your mind. You were trading a model without any emotional stimuli around it. So if you go into the marketplace and something happens to you and you feel stimulated to the degree where I know it's going to do something, but I'm feeling off. I'm at the mercy of my emotions and frustration. I did it today. Trading you fucked up and lagged, and I was like, okay, it broke my concentration, and I just rolled the stop down, and I was like, let me just get out with even if the cover cost hypothetically, and be done with it, because my concentration is broken, and now I have a vested interest to save face versus following a model. So it's always the right decision to remove yourself and say, I'm not going to act on that emotional stimuli, because you're doing it. It isn't a one-day event. These things repeat over and over again. But when you're caught in that moment, that emotional hurricane, you want to feel vindicated and restored, redeemed. And the only way you can do that is by your own hands. As soon as you invite that as the plot and the reason why you're taking the next trade, you're setting yourself up for more heartbreak. It's going to happen.
Yeah. And this was one of the harder ones for me, just because it was one trade before a payout, and this trade, I can't say shoulda, coulda, woulda, but would have been the trade to make me that 15K. And it was also in front of 1,000 people. So I do feel like I did the right decision. There's a part of me at the back of my brain that says, oh, if you would have took a re-entry, you would have won the trade anyways. But I know I made the
No,
right thing. I went and made some food and locked myself out. But
yeah, that's the right thing. But don't. Here's another thing. I study live streamers all the time, and you're doing something that is making trading harder than it is if you just did it by yourself. You're bringing a degree of difficulty to it that the average person doesn't have when they're trading in the solitude of just themselves. They only know that they and their broker is the only one that can see what they're doing. When you are live streaming, you're elevating the output to such a degree, and because you care about your audience, you want your audience
mhm.
to see value. You want to entertain them, and they want to see you do well. They want to see you make money because they live vicariously through you. So as a live streamer, it's very difficult for you to manage all that stuff. And you have to train your audience to be mature enough to say, listen, I'm out here doing this, and I'm human too, and I'm going to have things that go through my mind, and I want to do well in front of you. I want to encourage you as the audience, as the students, or whatever you want to call your community. That that's a real thing, but you have to remind them that you have to be in control and you have to be sober minded. You can't get drunk with the fevered pitch of what is available in terms of the spectacle of live streaming. And the mature audience members will appreciate that and they'll understand what you're doing. And when you cut bait and say, I'm a little off right now and I'm not allowing circumstances to dictate my trading versus my model. And if they're there to learn, if they're there to view the market through a model perspective, they'll get what you're saying and they'll understand it. And let the other people talk shit because they're broke.
Yep. I appreciate the answer as well. I also want to let you know that last month I retired my parents, both of them, from trading, and I started with you, so I really appreciate that as well. But
That
thank
is
you for your
awesome.
time, brother.
Praise the
And
Lord. That's
Kit, thank
awesome.
you for bringing me up here. Yes, thank the Lord always.
Yeah, good on you, buddy. How old are you, Benjamin?
I just turned 20, March 29th.
Good for you, buddy. Good for you.
Thank you.
And did you study any other concepts before you came across Michael's?
Well, I started in 2020, basically with my buddy just gave me a bunch of indicators saying once it hits this line, look for that. That's before I would even call myself a trader. That was for like 4 months.
Okay.
But then I came across ICT's YouTube,
No, yeah, no.
and
That's I
yeah,
ask because you're 20 and you're profitable, and I again there's a genre of student that pretty much only came across ICT, or there are some younger folks who have really only traded ICT, and you're really close to that, right? Like you fumbled around and played around with some stuff, but when you really took it serious, you would be, I not that it matters, it's just an archetype within our community, and some of the younger folks tend and that are successful tend to have been folks that have found Michael's content and stayed pretty much focused on that and solely that, and have found their model and have listened to him and have literally done the work exactly as he describes over time, in demo, treating it like school, treating it like a laboratory. And was that the case for you, Benjamin?
yeah. Well, everybody makes fun of me for my cases because I got my first payout on my fourth year of trading because I took it so slow, like
Well,
ICT
dude, if
said.
you're
I
20 and it took you 4 years, I love that for you, bro. I mean, congratulations. I mean, I honestly, my daughter's on your journey. A lot of us are parents and we have kids. So, I mean, you're doing some clearly you're doing some things correctly. So kudos to you, mate. You know?
Thank you. But yeah, I've been with ICT the whole time, and I would say it gave me that advantage because it's kind of like what ICT says on not going to live trading in your first few months because the habits that you build early on kind of stick. And the fact that I didn't build habits with different concepts made me be so much more able to learn and adapt what ICT taught a lot faster. So I feel like that's one of the reasons why I'm a lot more consistent. But again, I took the longest route possible because of my age. I didn't risk anything. I only demo traded on my close to my second year of trading. I treated it like school. I just studied, and I didn't even bother
And
trading.
that's the correct way to do it, brother. So the fact that you're thriving right now because you utilized the delayed gratification and you approached the mentorship and the YouTube channel in the correct way, I just say kudos to you, man. You're doing it right. I like seeing it.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And thank you for bringing me up here. Always a pleasure.